Hey guys, it's Tito here again, and today I'm here with the fifth episode of my podcast, and we're moving on to our third artist. In total, I'm going to be analyzing again, as I said, four artists and eight songs. And today's song is Lose You to Love Me by Selena Gomez. I think this song is one of Selena's best songs, and I personally really like the song. I like listening to it. I love the lyrics. And generally, I'm a huge fan of Selena. Like, I love her. And, like, I'm probably her biggest fan. Okay, now, to move on with the lyrics. Again, this is just like one of the Adele songs that we analyze. It does kind of repeat itself in the song a couple of times. And that's why I think this video is also going to be a short one. And if you guys watched My Mind and Me, which again, I highly recommend go watch, you know, My Mind and Me. She says that this is the shortest song, I mean, not the shortest, but the song that she had written in the shortest time. She written, she wrote the song in 45 minutes. And this is also her biggest song, this went number one in the Billboard Hot 100 charts. Now, the song starts with You Promised the World and I Fell for It. Again, like we analyzed a lot of breakup songs on this channel. I mean, or we are planning to analyze. She's basically saying that, like, her ex lover is basically told her that he was going to give her the world and he promised her the world, and she fell for it. And this fell for it tells us that, like, he didn't keep this promise and rather kind of disappointed her, and she fell for it. He didn't keep his promise, which again gives us a characteristic trait from him. He doesn't keep promises. He's not very trustworthy. And then to continue with I put you first and you adored it. I put you first and you adored it, he again, this lyric also gives us another trait of that ex-lover. He likes being adored. He is kind of like an attention seeker, maybe we can say that, but he definitely enjoys having attention or like having love, and he doesn't say anything to it. He lets others, appreciate him, if we can say that. Yeah. And she also put him first. So he was her top one priority, and he loved this. But again, guessing from the lyrics and also, My Mind and Me, I've kind of repeated that in this episode, but I think he didn't put her first, but she did. So it was like kind of one-sided. And also, like, she fell for his promise. He didn't put her first, and then, like, he also didn't keep his promises. Set fires to my forest. S- Uh, she is saying that, like, he caused a fire in her forest, and her forest kind of can be interpreted as a lot of things. But I'm guessing maybe her mental health or like her heart, her emotions, her feelings, since emotions and feelings, we have a lot of emotions and feelings. And in a forest, there are a lot of trees. So maybe one emotion or one feeling can be like a tree, or her one memory can be like a tree, and like, or even like trust or love, those kind of traits, which are particularly about love, a love relationship, a romantic relationship, can resemble a tree, and when they become together, a lot of trees, that basically forms a forest. So he set fire to her forest. And if you were to say that, like, trust, love, and all those things were like a tree, they are burnt now because they were set fire to. So when they're burnt, they're basically like dead, and which can also we can also think about it as like she doesn't trust for him anymore, she doesn't love him anymore, and generally all the trees and the things that the trees symbolize kind of turned into the opposite thing. And then it says, and you let it burn. So I'm guessing he set fires and then he doesn't try to stop the fire, which basically means that, he did this on purpose. This wasn't an accident. Because when you do an accident, again, it's an accident. You didn't mean to do it. And mostly if you didn't mean to do it, then like you love that person, you care for that person. But if you meant to do it, you you don't call it an accident. You meant that thing to happen, so you won't stop that thing. So he didn't stop it because he meant it. He did it on purpose. And like setting fire can be like fire can also symbolize in this situation like his words, his behavior towards her, you know, his actions and the things that he does. Sang off key in my chorus. Again, she's going off like negative things, and there's always someone that does something that affects another thing. Like kind of setting fire to the forest, or like sang off key in the chorus. And singing off key can make us remember two things. You see, Selena is a singer, so maybe they did some kind of duet, which it's going to be so annoying. But if you watched My Mind and Me, maybe you have an idea about what I'm going to say right now. If they were planning on doing a duet, and like maybe he sabotaged it on purpose, which I'm not saying anything. I'm not accusing anything. This is a disclaimer. I'm not accusing anything, anyone. Generally, I'm just trying to tell my opinion about the situation. And he sang off key in chorus. And judging from, the things that she said in the previous lyrics, maybe he did this on purpose as well. And then, yeah, it continues to say, "'cause it wasn't yours." So again, this gives us an idea that this person is quite selfish. And if he wants something, maybe he thinks that he should have it, like he must have it. So like he sang off key in the chorus because the chorus wasn't his, because the song wasn't his, and he wanted that song, so he sabotaged it. Which kind of makes like kind of a toxic relationship. And then Selena continues. She says, "I saw the signs and I ignored it. Rose-colored glasses, all distorted." I mean, she admits that she saw the red flags, but this is kind of like this type of situation. Like, I see the red flags, but red is my favorite color because, like, she has rose-colored glasses, all distorted, so she doesn't see the red flags because it, blends in with the glasses. And after that, I think this is one of the most important parts of the song. She says, "Set fire to my purpose and I let it burn." This is kind of similar to the lyric that we just told. "Set fires to my forest and you let it burn." Now she's kind of accepting that she also didn't stop him from doing all these things. Well, I'm guessing that the main reason that she didn't stop him because I think she always looked for the better side in him because she was in love. But I guess she never found it because she's basically saying that you destroyed my purpose. You made me feel like I didn't have a purpose, which is kind of making me think that he's made her have some mental health issues and destroy her purpose. Like she felt like she had nothing to do in life, if you know what I mean. And after that, she says, "You got off on the hurtin' when it wasn't yours." Yeah. Uh, in here, she says that like he got off in the hurtin'. He left when it started to hurt. But after that, she says, "When it wasn't yours." He left when she was certain, which again, for the third time, I think, is making us believe that he's actually very selfish and he doesn't care about his lover. Rather, he just cares more about himself. And the main thing that he was searching for if he was hurting, not her. And she also kind of admits that she was hurting during their relationship and he didn't care. And then uh, it starts with "would always going to it blindly." And this lyric kind of reminded me of, Love is Blind and you don't see the red flags. Like kind of looking through the red flags with with red sunglasses. And after that, she says, "I needed to lose you to find me." As you guys can see, like there's opposite things in here. She needed to lose him to find herself because he was actually affecting her, not in a good way, in a bad way. And she needed to cut him off into finding herself again. And by finding herself, we can say like to love herself again, to see her own self worth. And after that, she says, "This dancing was killing me softly." Well, let's think like this. Like, what do lovers do? They dance. And their dance was killing them softly. Well, this can be interpreted as another thing as well because, like, the dancing can be a metaphor for their relationship, and, like, their relationship was killing her very softly. And when she said softly, I kind of also thought about, slowly. This love was slowly killing her, but it was also soft for her. And like this soft or, slow thing can also make her forget about the killing part. She didn't feel the killing because it was soft and slow. So it didn't hurt that much during the process. Maybe after the process, yeah, it can hurt. And it probably hurt. So, yeah. After that, she says, "I needed to hate you to love me." Yeah. Uh, I think she is finally admitting to herself and like to the whole world, maybe because this was a very popular song, that she doesn't like him and she hates him. And she needed to hate her to find herself, to love herself again, to finally understand what she was worth, which I think is very nice. And like she finally, after the breakup, can heal and, get back on her feet and, like, love herself again, which is so sweet. And after that, we come into this, to love, love, yeah, to love, love, yeah part, which is just kind of like echoing. And for me, I think echo kind of reassures the message, I needed to lose you to love me. Reassures the message throughout the song. And after a couple of echoes, she says, "I needed to lose you to love me." Yeah, which we also talked about. And after that, she kind of, repeats to love, love, yeah part again. And after that, she says, "I gave my all and they all know it." This kind of means that, like, she wanted this relationship to work, and she put in a lot of effort in this relationship. And everybody knows that much effort. You know, she put in a lot of effort that, it was clear by, people that didn't even know them, They also saw that she was putting a lot of effort and, technically not getting it back. And then after that, it says, "Then you tore me down and now it's showing." She says, "Then you tore me down and now it's showing." This basically means that, he tore her down. She got affected by him, not in a good way. And after a lot of this, and after even they broke up, it's starting to show, and people are understanding that, she was hurt by him. In 2 months, you replaced us. I think this is a very clear. Uh, from this lyric, you can just, assume who it might be about. So I'm going to skip this a little. Then she says, like it was easy, which means that, when he replaced them, she still couldn't fully get over them. And saying, like this was easy, this is not easy, this is not easy for me. How is this easy for you? It's kind of like that situation. Made me think I deserved it. And her getting replaced also made her think that, made her feel sad, and, made her feel pain. And she asks herself, did I deserve this? Which is kind of sad, to be honest, because no one deserves that. And at last, she says, in the thick of healing, which gives us the idea that this happened when she was in the most important part of her healing process. And this kind of hit her like a wrecking ball, and she was kind of sad. And then again, it repeats some parts of the song. But I want to talk about the last part of the song. And now the chapter is closed and done. I think Selena meant this by making this song, she finally closed that chapter in her life. Closed that very popular chapter by the press, and like that kind of unhealthy chapter in her life. And this is a kind of like a goodbye song for that. And again, she says to love, love, yeah, to love, yeah, to love, yeah. But at the last, it says, now it's goodbye. It's goodbye for us. Not only she was also closing the chapter of, this unhealthy relationship, but by doing that, she was also saying goodbye to that relationship and that person, which she loved in some point of her life. And as I said, it's a goodbye song for both of it, for that chapter and for him as well. And that's it with Lose You to Love Me by Selena Gomez. Again, I think this song is just a masterpiece and everyone should listen to it. And all of the songs that I've analyzed by far, Taylor Swift, You're on Your Orchid, Micheals, Ricochet, listen to those songs. But thank you so much for listening to this episode of my podcast. And if you have anything to say, make sure to say it in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe if you want to see or hear more from me and my podcast. Goodbye.